Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Divine Conquer as we are continue with the faction overviews with this week, last but not least, the realm of Isengard. It's not a realm I think, but let's go with that. So let's just start right away with the last overview of this version with Isengard as faction. And the starting regions. As Isengard, you start with only one region. The city of Isengard, the fortress of Isengard itself. Your starting force is rather average, not too big. You have in here Saruman with a couple of units, two units of archers, 2 units of raiders, and a unit of infantry, which is could be really useful. We have Uglak over here with some with a mix of early tier and mid tier units, and over here Lurts with the same. So altogether it would be a decent force which can get you quite far actually. Then dealing with your bodyguards, you have 3 generals with each a custom bodyguard. Both Lurts and Ugluk has Berserkers as their bodyguard, who are pretty good early tiers, but will lose their strength during mid to late tier in the game. As Saruman has his own Guard of the Hand, which is a very powerful crossbow unit. Cannot be staggered, really good, as we will see in the second part of this video. So 3 custom bodyguards and your regular bodyguard are the Uruk-hai bodyguard. So you have your own unique bodyguard, and you don't share them with the other orc factions. Then dealing with family trees. Well, unfortunately as Isengard you don't have a family tree, you are Teutonic. Saruman will lead the forces in the field, and if he dies, someone else will take over. Lurtz is your faction heir, but the way Teutonic factions works is that most of the time the faction heir keeps on being the faction heir until he dies, and just someone else will take over the faction leadership. So most likely Lurtz will be your faction heir for the whole game, or until he dies at least. Then dealing with geographical area and defensibility of it. Isengard, your only province, is, well, actually pretty defendable. There's only one entrance way in. You are in the north, you are defended by the mountains, and there's only this small plain up here. Which is, well, actually quite defended by the river and the Isen. If you take Rhun, Dunland is allied, as we will see in a moment. So you are pretty safe actually. So defensibility pretty good. You have Rohan can only come in through the river the Isen, which has an entrance over here, an entrance over here, and then, well, it's all the way up around here, I guess. Here, I think this is the last entrance. See, yes, this all the way means that you can't cross the river there, so pretty defensible. Then dealing with the expansion, well, it's quite clear. There's only one way to expand towards Isenrun, Darweth, Bragness, Ghent. Those are provinces you most likely are able to get, especially Isengard, Isenrun, and Bragness. Although you might need to run for Bragness, but Ugluk is very close by, so you can siege it actually right away. Same with Isenrun. Then there is the run for Ghent, but Darweth is pretty sure yours. So there are 4 provinces in here to grab, and there are not much contenders for it. From there on, it will be rather difficult. It will rather be you need to go make your way into Rohan. So be aware of that. Then dealing with custom battle maps. Well, there are a few dotted around, not too much. Isengard is one, the Hornbug's one, and Edoras is one. Do note that the fort over here, if you siege it, you used to get the Dunharrow battle map, and I think it's still there. So there's a small custom battle map over here. There's actually a really fun custom battle map over here in Amunhan, I think that's called. I think was called Amunhan. So that's pretty fun hidden battle map. Same over here with the Falls of Rar, with the Gates of Ar-Adunaim, it's called. So there are some hidden battle maps in here. Besides that, Karas Galadon is custom, Khazad-Dûm is custom, but they are a little bit further away. But there are a few there. Then dealing with diplomacy. As Isengard, you start allied to Dunland. So you are already allies to Dunland, but you're not starting at war with Rohan. We are at the time that Saruman is forming his army, is forming his own faction, his own priorities, but he hasn't come out as the traitor he is during the War of the Ring. So the world sees him still as someone who tries to save them from Sauron. But in the files behind the deck mod, you're all set to be hated by both Rohan and the good factions. So I don't think you will be able to forge an alliance with Rohan and free the world from Sauron, because it ain't going to happen. Right, then dealing with buildings and culture. Let's get the building browser. As Isengard, you're no longer restricted in anything whatsoever, so that's good to see. You get your unlocks straight away. You also use the regular recruitment buildings, so you have stables, you have a barracks, and you have range building, and you have access to the beast case, but only just the first tier. Only first tier? Yes, only first tier, allowing you to train trolls. Besides that, you only have one guild, the Fighter's Pit, which can be obtained quite easily, giving you some trash units, because as you will see in the second part of the video, Isengard really don't have bad units. They're all quite decent, even the low tier units. You do have access to a port, but you don't have ships. You are an orc nation, and orcs just hate the water, hate the ships. You don't have access to any ships yourself. Of course, you have access to the merchant cogs, like every faction, but you don't build ships yourself. In the department of smithing, you're a good smith, don't get me wrong, but you're not as great of a smith as the elves or the dwarves, which used to be different, I have to say, because Saruman is, I think, thought by the Maya Aule, was like the Maya of smithing. I'm not really sure, but Saruman did have a good knowledge of smithing, and that used to be reflected in that as Isengard you were able to build the advanced blacksmith in Isengard. But since the advanced blacksmith have been cut from the game, I think how smithing you get. Although maybe most orcs only get to the blacksmith there, and I think it's that foundry is the sign of Saruman's superior smithing. I'm not really sure on that though. Not in mind what the blacksmiths of the other orc factions are, so on top of my head. Then last but not least, you need buildings, and you have one. You have the woodcutter. You have the woodcutting, which is the logging camp, the sawmill, and the lumberyard. And it's stated that it can only be built in Isengard, but I don't think it is. I think it can only be built in the Fangorn camp. So it used to be buildable in Isengard, but I think that they changed it up by adding the province of Fangorn, Upper Fangorn it's called, by adding Fangorn camp, and you can only build it there. Possibly still in Rockburg, but I'm not sure about that. Right. Besides that, well, not much else to tell. You share the culture of Malkor, which have on the upper tier population growth bonus, reduced training ground, extra public order. So a really powerful building actually, and worth going for. Anything else I've missed? I don't think so. So then we continue to scripts and gameplay events, and in comparison with version 4.5, I have to say that Isengard have one added script, which used to be in there, I think, but has been changed up a little bit. So we start with the deforestation script, or the end script, how you would like to call it. At the start of the game, you get a message that the forest is rumbling. You hear stories of the ancient ants moving around in the forest, but they haven't shown yet. And as you make your way through the world, conquering places and burning the forest, things will change. So when you have four provinces, you will get another message that the rumors of the forest get louder and louder, and more trouble is coming ahead. So basically, when you mop up these rebel regions, you will get the first message. Then, when you get 7 regions, you get another message that the ends are closing in, and they are coming for you. And then when you have conquered the 8th region, the next turn you will be attacked. Well, it's actually during the end turn. You will be attacked. You will not have the option to auto-resolve. And you will be attacked in Isengard by an army of Ents. You have to fight it, you have to win it, or you will lose Isengard. That is, once you have defeated the army, script ends, and well, you can continue your campaign. So it's a pretty early state script. It's not too big. It's not too difficult. You have more than enough. You can pretty well prepare for it, because it is the next turn from when you have 8 regions. So if you mop up these regions, that makes 5 regions. So if you then take the Volburg, the Hornburg, and then you have to prepare, because the next region you take, the turn after you take the region, you will be attacked. So it's pretty easy to prepare for the attack, because you can make it happen. So you don't take the 8 regions before you're ready, and if you're ready, you take that 8 region, let them come, defeat the army, and continue. So that is the end script. The second script for Isengard is actually a script that was in there for a very long time, and that's the Saruman of many colors. It's a small variation on the ring script. As Isengard, once if you take the ring and give it to Saruman, it will become Saruman of many colors. You will anger the whole world, but you will earn the loyalty of the Nazgul. So it basically turns your campaign into an a you against the world campaign. Mordor will hate you, a good faction will hate you, everyone will hate you. But you will get access to the Nazgul, and they will come one by one, with the Witch King last, I think. And you will obtain the powerful Nazgai unit. I don't think you can train them. I don't think there's any way I can see them. No, but they are basically a bomb throwing unit. A little bit similar to the Udash Marines, but more powerful. They have been buffed since version 4.5, so they reduce that. But the amount of bombs that they reduce. So that's a small change up with version 4.5. They are still very powerful, and I think every Nazgul gets one of them. Get that unit. So you will have a few of them, and they are just there for the fun. They are, well, most likely way overpowered, but by the time you'll get there, the campaign is pretty much over. So have fun with them. There seems to be a small difference compared to version 4.5, because in version 4.5 you were the general that had to take the city with the ring didn't matter. You just had to give the ring to Saruman. In version 5 it seems to be that Saruman needs to be the one who take the city, or be in the city during the end turn. And if that happens, you will have access to the part of the script with where Saruman keeps the ring and get the access to the Nazgul, or not. So that's a small change compared to version 4.5. I'm not even sure whether it really works that way, or you can still give the ring to Saruman and you will still get access. But it seems to be that that Saruman needs to be the one who conquered the city with the ring in there. The small side effect if you keep the ring is that that faction of Sauron will be destroyed, because he can't obtain the ring anymore, which seems to be a side effect of the first making of the script. Alright, do I need to say anything more? I don't think so. I think this is the campaign side of Isengard, and I will see you in a moment on the battle map side of Isengard. Welcome to the battle map side of Isengard, and in a quick overview you see that we are a really infantry focused faction with, well, just a small amount of cavalry or beast options, and one of that is even a landing unit. Because what I didn't mention in the first part of the video is that in Isengard itself you will have access to a few landing units from the start of the game. I don't think I have chopped all of them in, because you also have access to the clansmen, if I remember well, and I missed them in this overview here. But there are a few more units you have access to than just these three. But let's start with your own units. Starting with, well, probably your worst unit, the Ulrievers. with a 6 attack, a 6 charge, a 7 defense. These are some early tier strike infantry. They are effective against armor, but they have poor morale. But in patches morale response, so they deal with morale shocks really well. But it's pretty shit in the first place, so don't expect too much of them. They are slightly slower than other infantry because they are orcs, and orcs are by standard slower than other infantry. But a nice early tier strike unit. Don't keep these guys in melee because they will be slaughtered, because they are not that good in melee. They are supported by a unit that is way better in melee. The Uruk-hai Raiders with a 5 attack, a 4 charge, and a 10 defense. These guys will be able to hold the line for a while at least. They have average morale, it patches morale spawns, slightly, just like all your units, slightly slower than other infantry, and well, just all-round infantry. They are supported by a landing unit and a pike unit, an early tier pike unit, the landing long spears, with a 3 attack, 4 charge, 5 defense. Just an early tier pike unit, nothing special. They have average morale, good morale spawns. They are slightly faster than other infantry with 15% movement bonus and a bonus against all mounts. On this tier we are supported by one archer unit, the Uruk-hai archers, with a 3 attack, 4 missile, 2 charge, 7 defense. Well, they are actually pretty alright archers for an orc archer, so they're not that bad. They have average morale, and patches morale spawns, 24 missile, 170 meter range, and a low accuracy. Then moving all the way to the other side, we have our cavalry department, which contains one warg unit and the landing cavalry, starting with the wargs. The warg marauders with an 8 attack, 5 charge, 11 defense. We have seen these guys before, so not much to tell about. They have average morale, and patch morale spawns 5% faster, but as I mentioned in earlier overviews, that's probably because the wargs use the camel animation, and the 5% is just to make them as fast as horses, to compensate for the animation. We also have the landing cavalry, not too bad. The Frikalingi Hill Riders with a 4 attack, 5 charge, 7 defense. They are melee cavalry, so they don't have a secondary attack. They have poor morale, average morale spawns. They are slower than other cavalry, so not that great of a cavalry actually. But they are there, and they are, well, arguably better than what you can field. Then we go to the second tier, and we start with maybe a somewhat in between unit, the Berserkers, with an 11 attack, 8 charge, 12 defense. They seem a solid mid-tier unit for you, but all of the defense is in defense skills. They do have 2 hit points, which will keep them alive for some time, but against archers, these guys not gonna like it. They are effective against armor, frightened nearby infantry. They have a very good morale, but it's locked. In patches morale spawns 10% movement bonus against mounts or against elephants or large creatures in general. And you have 2 generals with this unit as the bodyguard, Ugluk and Lurtz, which mean that those guys cannot run away from the battle. If you want to save them in a fight that is lost, not possible. They won't run away. So that's a little bit of a downside in my opinion. Then we come with the regular mid-tier units, the Orc-men, starting with the Augment Spear Guard with a 6 attack, 4 charge, 80 defense. This is a more defensive unit, a spear and shield unit. These guys can hold the line very well. but they intend not to kill that easily if there are no horses. Horses they will kill quite easily, but normal infantry they would struggle to kill. They can hold the line, but killing is not what they do well. And that's exactly what you want these guys to do. Hold the line and let others finish the job. They have average morale spawns, bonus against all mounts because they are spears. But besides that, not that special, just solid mid-tier unit. They are supported by a more offensive variant, the Orc-man Baneguard. With an 8 attack, 6 charge, 14 defense, armor piercing, average morale spawns. Armor piercing is very much one of your specialties, and you have more than enough options in there. So you saw it with the Reavers in the first tier, you see it again with the Baneguard in the second tier, with the Berserkers. So you have a very armor piercing based army. Besides that, not much to tell about these guys, just solid strike infantry with an armor piercing. Side note. We also have some Dunlandings in this tier, the Dun-haired Slayers. Well, I guess they are somewhere in this tier. I wouldn't count them as early tier archers, but not as elite eaters. They have a 7 melee attack, 5 missile attack, 7 charge, 15 defense. So they are a pretty good hybrid unit, because they have decent melee stats, but in the defense they are not that. They are better than your regular archers. So they are in defense. You see them really classify as archers, while on the melee attack they are pretty decent. So that's good. When they are done, they have spears. So they also are a good counter to cavalry. They inspire nearby troops. They can hide everywhere, which is a pretty nice feature. Skilled against mounts, because they have spears. They have good morale, impetuous morale spawns. They are slightly faster than other infantry. And a bonus against all mounts, again, because they have spears. And they have 28 missiles, 220 meter range. That's actually really good. And an average accuracy. So these are really good archers for you. Then we come in the upper tier of your army, the Uruk-hai. Starting with the Uruk-hai infantry, which is your regular sword and board unit, with a 9 attack, 5 charge, 24 defense. Their new units really start to get tanky, and that's what's the difference between you and other orc nations. You do have some defensive capabilities. You do have armor to protect yourself. You are more elite orcs than Mordor, Dol Guldur. Gundabad can give you a good run for your money, but you are more armored, while Gundabad has more defense skill. So that's the difference between you and them. So 24 defense, majority in armor, really good. Good morale spawns, and a bonus against Rohirric cavalry, which is what of course defines the men of Isengard, because they are trained and bred to fight against Rohan. Talking about horse repelling potential, we have the Uruk-hai pikemen with a 5 attack, 4 charge, 17 defense. They are pike units, so triple the attack to get the damage they will do to enemy cavalry mainly. They have good morale spawns, bonus against mounts, but they don't have the special bonus against Rohirric cavalries. But that's because probably because they already have a bonus against all mounts. Also here we have support from a range unit, the Uruk-hai crossbowmen, with a 5 attack, 8 missile attack, armor piercing, 3 charge, 17 defense, good morale spawns, just a good crossbow unit. 26 missiles, 140 meter range, average accuracy, The accuracy might let them down a little bit, so that's unfortunate. 140 meter range is quite average for most crossbows. They don't have the same range as normal archers, so that's not special. Just regular crossbowman, and pretty good one too. Right, now we come to some special units. It seems like it might look like they are classified as real elites, and some of them are, don't get me wrong, but they are special units only trainable in Isengard, and that are the Orthanc units, starting with the Orthanc Wardens, with a 15 attack and a charge 23 defense. They are amongst the elite. They are frightened nearby enemies, very good morale spawns, bonus against mounts, and restricted to Isengard scripts. I think that's the Isengard script is, or maybe that's for. There's the script completed for Dunland, because Dunland will get access to these units once they've fulfilled Saruman's demands. But for Isengard, it requires Isengard. That's the way it works. I was a little bit confused, but that's the way it works. For Isengard, you need to hold Isengard, and then you have these glaive-like things or something. These like special Uruk swords on a spear. It's really cool, actually. We have also two ranged options, but one of them, of course, is the Guard of the Hand, which is Saruman's own bodyguard. It's unique, it cannot be trained, it cannot be retrained, so there's no one else who has this unit. So let's start with them and see how good Saruman actually is. With an 8 melee attack, a 12 missile attack, which is also armor piercing, and 13 defense, it's quite clear that these are tanks in the field. They will be hard to kill, hard to take down, and they will have high damage output, especially with the crossbows. They inspire nearby troops, they frighten nearby enemy. They cannot be staggered, which means that it won't be easy to put them down. They have excellent morale, but it's not locked, so Saruman will be able to run away from the battlefield. They have good morale response, 26 missiles, 160 meter range, and a high accuracy. So better archers than your own crossbowmen, but again, they are crossbows, so they don't have the range of regular archers. Then we also have the Orthanc Guard, and I think the Orthanc Wardens are a new unit, but they did exist in the game in 4.5, but they are the unit that was in there are now combined with Guard. So let me explain. The Orthanc Guard used to be a crossbow only unit, and when they were done they would have, I think, swords. And the Orthanc Wardens used to be a spear and shield unit, which was also the bodyguard of Yaktak in version 4.5. They have changed it up. They have combined those units and the units for 4.5 in the new Orthanc Guard and created the Orthanc Wardens as a new unit. Although I think it's the other way around, that the Orthanc Wardens were the crossbows and they have combined it into the Orthanc Guard. But without anything, besides the exact names and stories, we have the Orthanc Guard, which have a melee attack of 7, missile attack of 10, charge of 4, total defense of 28, skilled against mounts, because they have a spear when they're done, effective against armor, because they are crossbows. Do note, it's just the crossbows that are armor piercing, not the spears. They have very good morale response, 26 missiles, 140 meter range, and a high accuracy and a bonus against all mounts because they are spears. And this is the unit that can use sharpened stakes for you. So that if you want sharpened stakes, would come in handy against Rohan, this is your unit to go. Then we have the trolls on the other side, which is the only unit you can train from your beast gauge. They start as regular trolls, but once you upgrade the armor, they will look like the Isengard trolls as in the UI over here. But as all trolls, they are really good. 38 attack, 10 charge, 30 defense, 5 hit points. Cannot be staggered, excellent morale and locked. It patches morale spawns. Frighten nearby enemies. And they are the 80% movement is again due to the animation. They are considered infantry, and but they are larger. So if they had normal speed, they would, in comparison to normal infantry, be way faster. Unlikely faster. So that's why the speed has been nerfed. Then we come to the Nas guy. This is the unit you get once you have when you should take the ring from Sauron, from the good peoples, and keep it for yourself. So these are also the bodyguard of all Nazgul, if I remember well, and pretty strong, with a 40 melee attack, 25 missile attack, 12 charge, 23 defense. Effective against armor, inspire nearby troops, frighten nearby enemies. Cannot be staggered, so this is just unstoppable. Once you get to this point, it's pretty much unstoppable. The fire of the ore tank, that are the bombs they're throwing, which has been significantly boosted. And they have excellent morale and it's locked, so they cannot run away. They have Apache's morale spawns, they are slightly faster than other infantry. They have 2 bombs, 80 meter range and average accuracy. But the accuracy doesn't matter if you throw it into a blob with infantry, so guess that's the point of that. So the Nas guy. And then last but not least, the Uruk-hai bodyguard, which is your regular bodyguard, but you don't have any generals that start with it. With a 9 attack, 5 charge, 23 defense, just all around basic sword and board unit. Good morale spawns, not locked, so all of your generals can run away except for Lutz and Ukluk, and a bonus against the Rohirric cavalry, because they are bred to fight Rohan. Alright, this has been the last of the faction overviews, which I really have enjoyed. It was really nice to do this thing. I hope you guys have learned something as well. Have learned something from it and enjoyed it as well. If so, please let me know, because I really like to know what you thought of the series, because I enjoy doing it. But if you guys didn't enjoy it or want to see things differently, if there is a next version, let me know, because I want to know. But for now, I'm gonna hand it over to the AI, except for the Nas guy. I want to show you the bombs throwing. And it is actually quite fitting that the last faction, the faction we ended, is fighting against the faction we started. And for those who remember it, it used to be, we used to start with Rohan. So that's a nice nice coincidence. Sorry, orc. Don't fire at will. Let's see what damage these bombs can do. Oh, that's actually a decent amount of damage. Damn. And they are already routing. They are already routing. Let's see whether these Dwarves will do better. It's not very pretty to see though. They do better, somewhat. They are just obliterated. Damn, these things are good. Let's speed things up. You got to be joking. Did my general now just die? Bastards. Oh, that was it. Was pretty much the last thing they did. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If so, please leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe to the channel. And I hope to see you soon in another video of Divide and Conquer. But until then, goodbye.